Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. The Tommy Fury, Jake Paul bells and whistles thing that's happening this weekend. A lot of people have said to me, "Well, you're making fun of it," and which is true, and you're sort of taking the piss, but you're not being open-minded enough. It could be a good fight, it could be a good little eight rounder between two novices, and of course, two guys who are evenly matched can produce good entertainment. And I agree completely. I'm someone who likes going to small hall shows. I like watching four rounds between two guys who don't necessarily have very good records, but they get together and they produce a good 4 rounds of boxing. But it's interesting that when I say, well, do you ever watch women's boxing? Oh, I don't watch that. That's low level. No, I don't watch that. They're a load of rubbish, aren't they? They can't fight. No, you've got to be consistent here. Boxing's boxing. And yes, I totally agree. You can find entertainment at any level. I completely agree with that. But when people talk about women's boxing, I think a lot of the time, a lot of these people that slag women's boxing off because of the lack of depth of talent or the fact that a lot of the female fighters aren't very good, they're people who'll be buying this Jake Paul, Tommy Fury thing because they bought into the hype and the bells and whistles and the hyperbole and all that other crap, the influencer stuff, YouTube and Love Island, rubbish. Look, either you like boxing or you don't, okay? And the reason I'm having a little rant here, I think the reason that a lot of these guys don't like women's boxing is it's not because they don't like women's boxing. They don't like women boxing because they feel they buy into this, nonsensical sort of right-wing attitude that, women boxing is somehow a feminization of society and, you're imposing on our masculinity. You never had any masculinity if you feel threatened by women boxing. That's just my personal little rant to start the video with. But the reason I mention all this is because there was a very entertaining little 6-round fight, only 6 2-minute rounds, 12 minutes of fighting, not much to go on. And it was between Catherine Lindenmuth, and she's from, I think it's Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then from LA, you had Lorraine Villalobos, and they came together, and it was a split decision win for Lindenmuth, but it was a very entertaining little 6-rounder, 6 2-minute rounds on DAZN. It was on a Golden Boy undercard. Golden Boy had a card on this Thursday. Yeah, well, it would be Thursday. It would be Friday morning in the UK, but it was Thursday evening in the US. And this was on the undercard, and it was a good little 12 minutes of scrapping, and that's what it was, scrapping, because Lindenmuth, she didn't take a step backwards. She went straight at Villalobos and was throwing punches, nothing cultured about her work. She was scrapping away, missing with a lot of punches, but she would not take a backward step. And 6-2s is obviously a great deal of, it's a sprint effectively, isn't it? You've got to get your work done really quick. You never mind the 2-minute rounds, you've only got six rounds to do it in. And the slicker work from Villalobos, far more accurate, probably the harder punches. She just needed more time to get her work done. And she was outworked. It's as simple as that. And I think I had this, it was either, I can't remember actually, because I was sort of scoring it round for round and I forgot to tot it up at the end, but I think it was either 3 each or 4-2 to Villalobos. But Lindenmuth got a decision, split decision. I've got no problem with the result. I think that both these ladies gave everything, and probably Lindenmuth, you've just got the impression she wanted it more. Villalobos was trying to box more, pinging her with the odd, very accurate, very sharp punch, but just not moving her hands enough. And Lindenmuth just, like I say, just outworked her. But at the end of it, Lindenmuth was, she was pretty much gassed after only 12 minutes of fighting because she just went non-stop. It was Aaron Pryor stuff. Whereas Villalobos, who ended up losing, of course, she could have gone at least another 4 rounds or 5 rounds, 6 rounds maybe. It was a good little scrap. But I mention this fight as an example that, if you're going to be, for there to be any kind of, for any moral to have any kind of, or for any argument to have any kind of stability, any kind of grounding, and any kind of validity, you've got to be consistent. Once you start being morally inconsistent, everything goes out the window. Your argument just collapses. It's a house of cards. And so if you're going to tell me that Tommy Fury and Jake Paul, £20 to watch it, and it's some great event, even though they're very, very low level, okay. It's entertainment. But don't tell me that these two young girls scrapping away on the undercard of a Golden Boy production, giving their everything. Don't tell me they're not as worthy. Because I tell you now, if Jake Paul and Tommy Fury is as good a fight as Lindenmuth versus Villalobos, no one's going to ask for their money back. And what is it, 8-3, so it's 24 minutes of fighting. I mean, it's double the amount of time that these two girls fought over, but I'd like to see a rematch between these two girls over 10 rounds. Even then, of course, that'll only be 20 minutes of fighting. I really don't like these 2-minute rounds in women's boxing. I hate them. It's very difficult to score it because, as I've said before, when I score a round, I kind of divide it into 3 minutes if it's 3 minutes long. So boxer A wins 1 minute, boxer B wins the second minute, who wins the third minute. And I never ever liked scoring rounds. I don't score rounds evenly. But the 2 minutes, you can't do that. Boxer A wins 1, boxer B wins 2. Shaky. So I think women's boxing suffers for that. But anyway, I just thought I'd say that. Have a look at this fight. Go on DAZN and have a look at it. It's all right. If you've got 12 minutes to spare and you fancy a little bit of entertainment, go watch it. It's good fun. Anyway, thanks for your time as always. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Give it a good old jab. Thanks for your time, and we'll speak again soon. Bye for now.